Welcome back to My Unpopular Opinion. I'm happy to have you. Make sure that if you like my commentary, you subscribe to the channel and like the videos. I'm still trying to build this channel. I say that all the time. but subscribe to the channel. So the first thing I want to talk about, this whole video is going to be about Nicki Minaj, the queen of rap, the queen of hip hop, the undisputed queen, the undefeated queen, the queen that ruffles and shakes the industry. And how I like to say, as of late, she breaks the wheel that the industry has created. She does not participate in the wheel. She breaks it. And that is what she recently has done by ruffling quite a few feathers and spilling quite a lot of tea that she has had. It's just so crazy because Nicki has so much information that she does not share. She's very strategic with what she shares and when she chooses to share it. This is one of the most smartest women in the entire world. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a barb. The way Nicki can think and calculate and plan and be patient, she knows how to play the long game. This is what I'm talking about here. Like, this woman is not to be toyed with physically, spiritually, musically, nothing. Do not play with her. And I'm going to explain to you guys why I say that. And those that go against her and all the fans on Twitter and whatever else that go against her and they just don't have the spiritual eyes to see who this woman is, y'all better stop. Y'all better stop. Because not only is she going to end your faves and the people that you thought she couldn't end, that everybody thinks is so powerful, she could end you too. You better stop. Some spiritual people you better stop playing with. Okay? And I know y'all don't think y'all should be scared, but you should. And the big wigs coming against her, like Moose, Jay-Z the Moose, you should be scared too, okay? So the first thing I want to talk about is how fearless Nicki is. I love how she just came out recently and spoke about all the evil things that Mooseface and Grandma B have been doing. And I know everybody wants to exonerate Grandma B. She's not innocent and she will be held accountable too for the things that she has done. She's done a lot of dirt, okay? But this video is more so about Mooseface and all the things that Nicki exposed about him, which is just like crazy. One of the main things I want to talk about is how she connected the dots between how Mooseface Jay-Z plays puppet master behind the scenes. He puts a battery in people's backs, and I'm going to give you a few examples. Well, the first example I'm going to give you right now is the situation with Drake and Kendrick Lamar, okay? Now, let's be honest. Drake is not a good person. Okay, we can all say that. I don't think Drake is a good person. I do think Drake was due for a humbling. Yes. So his situation is different than Nicki's. Nicki didn't deserve what happened to her. Drake, I will say he deserved it because his ego got too big. Now, I don't hate Drake. I think he's a great musician and stuff like that. But when Kendrick came for him, everybody respected Kendrick. I love Kendrick. He's a Gemini like myself. His birthday's a few days behind mine. So I know how fearless we are. And when there is an injustice happening or the person that everyone else is afraid to go against, we usually are not afraid to go against that person to humble them, right? So I appreciate Kendrick's efforts with that. But when I found out that he did it because Jay-Z put a battery in his back, that is when I lost respect for Kendrick. You did this because Jay-Z orchestrated this new hate train against Drake because Drake has not been compliant with him. Drake didn't want to do Tidal. Drake didn't want to bow down to Jay-Z the way that he thinks people should and obey him the way that he thinks that they should. So he will start to attack you when you don't listen to him. He's really sadistic and disgusting and demonic. So he orchestrated that whole thing with Metro, with Kendrick, and all of that to go against Drake. And I felt like that makes you weak when you have to go against someone because someone more powerful than you is offering you money or positions or opportunities. That's when you lose your integrity. So I'm looking at Kendrick kind of side-eye, but we know that Jay-Z orchestrated that because he wants to take down the whole Young Money crew, and he wants to take them down because they don't allow him to make any money off of them. Jay-Z and Grandma B both, they both feel like they're the most powerful people in the industry, and they both feel like they can control everything and that no one can be in this industry without them profiting off of them in some way. That's their goal. And people that have not allowed them to profit off of them, they are going to try their hardest to take you down. So that's what they did with Drake this year. But if we go back some years to 2017, 18, and 19, we know that Nicki had a hate train orchestrated against her. And, I'm happy she spoke about this on Twitter recently. She talked about how all those ladies, Remy Ma obviously took the bait and she decided to go against Nicki, but they used all those other females in hip hop to get on that stage and put Nicki's fake obituary up there to, and like Nicki called it, a ritual. I'm so happy that Nicki is exposing some of these spiritual things that they're doing in the industry. She said they got up there and they did a ritual. That ritual was probably to try to kill her, not only to kill her career, but her as a person. And as you can see, she's divinely chosen and divinely protected. And no matter how many people that think they're powerful come against you, when God is really over your life and controlling what you do, they cannot stop you. And that should show them how powerless their gods are compared to what Nicki has over her life. Because all of y'all team up against her and still couldn't take her down. But my point is that Jay-Z orchestrated that. Okay? He orchestrated that. He doesn't want Nicki to have power. So he wants to have the power. So he puts a battery in people's backs and he tells them, I'll give you this opportunity, blase split, and if you go against this person. And that time frame, that situation was supposed to end Nicki. That's why he's so mad now, and now he's doing everything he can to try to torture her because she was supposed to be done back then, but it didn't prosper against her. So now they're trying every other angle, every other label, everything that they can do to take her down, and it's not working. I'm also happy that Nicki exposed that they're so focused on her, her family, her husband, stuff her husband was involved with allegedly when he was 15 years old, like she said. Yet when Aaliyah was 15 being attacked by R. Kelly allegedly, where were you? What were you guys saying then? When, Foxy got with Mooseface when she was very young, and look at what he did to her career. Probably because she didn't obey him. Let's also make an honorable mention to Tierra Marie. I love Tierra Marie. She's another powerful Sagittarius. But Jay-Z, in my opinion, Tierra was also a victim of Mooseface as well, and nobody talks about that. He continues to have a problem with trying to control people. He thinks he is God, and soon he's going to learn that he is not. And so I'm happy that God sends people like Nicki to show his power through. Like, there's certain people you cannot touch. When someone is called to do something, you cannot stop it. Moose knows, okay? You or Grandma Demonic B. Y'all cannot stop what Nicki say, who God bless, no man can curse ever. She don't just be talking just to talk. And I don't think that blind sheep understand what's really going on here. But it's people like me here to expose it and to talk about it. Because I've always seen from day one. And if y'all know my channel and have been watching, y'all know a lot of the stuff that I've been talking about, I talked about months and months and months ago, a year ago, and nobody was watching my channel to know. I talked about this Diddy stuff a long time ago. And then now it's just now coming out. And that happens a lot. And I'm going to have to start trusting that more and more and just keep doing what I'm doing because I'm seeing things ahead of time. And I'm talking about them and then I'm getting discouraged because I feel like people aren't listening, but I feel like they will in time. Like Nicki said, they'll see it in time. So I'm happy she exposed that. And I just feel like people are afraid for Nicki, but don't be afraid because she doesn't have the fear. Obviously, she knows that this is a time where she should speak and she can speak. She knows what she's doing. Trust and believe. She is not dumb. She is literally so smart, okay? So I love how she exposed that. And I also love how she exposed how whenever there's a situation going on, Mooseface, Jay-Z, sends his minions that he's allegedly effing, the men that he's allegedly effing, like Stout and whomever else, he will send them to go on the media, which this isn't a new tactic. They've been doing this to Nicki for years, like where they will just try to pay all these media outlets allegedly or get a hold of the media outlets because they have power and make them talk bad about Nicki or discredit what she's saying or try to make her seem crazy. And every time they do that, they bite themselves in their own asses because it comes out that what she said was true. Just like recently, Nicki talked about Moose Nose and how he tries to control women. And then here come Eve out the blue. You think that was by coincidence? No, that was divine. Eve came out and validated what she said, that he was doing the same weird stuff to her when she was reaching success. Okay? So Moose Nose and Grandma B, I'm not saying that I'm praying on y'all downfall, but it's very clear that y'all are playing a lot of bad games and doing a lot of dirt behind the scenes. And Nicki is one person that is not going to sit back and tolerate it. And I don't care if y'all think that somebody's supposed to be scared of Grandma B. Ain't nobody scared of her either. She needs to be scared of whatever is controlling her. And the main entity that's controlling her is her husband. Okay? And I'm going to leave that right there. So the next topic I want to talk about is, speaking of Eve. Eve also in her book mentioned how she was essentially jealous of Nicki Minaj. I took it as like she was threatened by her and jealous of her, but I like how Eve overcame that jealousy. I always say everyone feels jealousy, but you're supposed to use it for motivation, or you're supposed to nip it in the bud right then and there so it doesn't fester and turn into something bad, right? So she was threatened by Nicki on the set of Barbershop, and Nicki was minding her business, wasn't worried about her. And she was too busy threatened by Nicki, but she was watching Nicki and admiring her from afar and seeing Nicki's work ethic, seeing that she's on this set. Yes, then she's flying out doing shows. Yes, then she's writing her music, and she's focused on herself, her career, and her fans. She was never focused on you girls. Y'all are focused on her because of how good she is at what she does. But I like that Eve, she said she went to therapy, which is like, girl, it was that serious? But she went to therapy to work out and sort out whatever those feelings that she had towards Nicki were, and she realized that they were coming from a place really of jealousy and inadequacy. And that goes to show that all those women from that era, from Little Kim to Remy Ma to Eve to even Queen Man Shoulders Latifah, big man Latifah, trying to smile in Nicki's face, but was up there on that stage with that obituary. All those women, Missy Elliott, Bug-Eyed Elliot, all of them are threatened by Nicki and jealous. And they let that jealousy fester and turn into envy. And when you let it turn into envy, then it turns into that evil eye where you just are so bitter, hateful, and evil. And that will overtake you. And I'm happy that Eve set herself free from that feeling. And hopefully those other old bitter Bettys can follow suit. Nicki got the young girls jealous of her and the old girls jealous of her. She is truly a force to be reckoned with. It's crazy. It's just crazy how people are constantly worried about her. Her. And the idiot fans, y'all are nothing but sheep. Y'all are blind sheep that get on there and bash Nicki because y'all don't have the true eyes to see what's really happening, because y'all are dumb and y'all lack critical thinking skills. And I'm going to stay on y'all asses because I'll be right there on there arguing with them too. Like, y'all don't know what y'all are talking about, and y'all don't know who y'all are messing with. But everybody's going to see in time, like Nicki said, because she always prophesies everything that is going to happen. She already talked about in her first album, her mixtapes, everything, okay? And that's why all those things are coming to pass now. I also want to talk about how recently Botched Face B, she came out and had a few more ribs removed. After her pregnancy, she had her baby and immediately had them suck everything out and pull out 3 more ribs, okay? And she came out trying to, I feel like she does this as a publicity stunt all the time. We should just call her the queen of PR stunts at this point. Because honestly, nobody's paying attention to Cardi. Nobody's paying attention to her. Like, literally nobody. They didn't care about her pregnancy. They're not caring about her. Keep trying to act like she's teasing her album. So whenever they need attention, they use the queen, Nicki Minaj. And a lot of the times, her and Lotto the Liar, that's Lotto's new name on my channel, by the way, Lotto the Liar. That's her and Lotto's main thing. And even Ice Spice recently did it. What they'll do is they will try to emulate Nicki's looks, or like signature looks that she's done, and they will try to be seen in those looks so that it can stir up conversation, so the Barbs and everybody can talk about how they're copying Nicki, and that will give them press. So Botched Face B, Pizza Chin, came out dressed like trying to dress like Chun-Li. It was so funny. I saw a tweet that said ugly. Yeah, you get it? Not Chun-Li, but ugly. And that's the truth, because her spirit is ugly. So she's ugly from the inside out. But trying to dress like Chun-Li, ugly, to be seen and get attention. Baby girl, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working. We're not interested in you. And it's crazy to say that they're more interested in Bigfoot community blew out coochie Megan than they are with Botched Body B. They're not interested in her surgeries anymore. They're not interested in her lies anymore and her facade. They're not interested in her fake PR stunts that she does in her marriage every 3 to 5 business days. They're not interested in it anymore. So she's looking very desperate, and her face is starting to look like the Scream mask. Every time I see her, it's like, whew, looking more and more like a mixture between Scream and Joan Rivers, you know. So I'm just not really feeling it. I'm sick of her and her PR stunts. And she really just, like, I think she needs to give it up. Like Nicki said, just give it up. I win, you lose. Bye, girl. You're not even in the conversation no more. Like, Cardi B's downfall should really be studied, okay? So that's all I'm going to have for this video, guys. Nicki's still the queen. She's still prospering. Continue to support everything she's doing because, as we can see, she gets so much hate and it's unwarranted, okay? But Jesus got hated on, too. Don't forget to subscribe subscribe to the channel and leave a comment about what I said in this video and like the video, please. Like, we're trying to go up over here, all right? I got things to say. Bye-bye.